And today we are going to be looking at a scenario where Italy forms an empire. Let's get into it. Italy is an interesting country to say. Very large history with the Roman Empire and Mussolini, World War II stuff, everything in between. Now, yeah. And that all made modern Italy. But today we're going to be looking at a scenario, Italy forms an empire. Italy is going to start the empire by attacking Slovenia, as it's currently the weakest neighbor. And no, not Switzerland. They're kind of strong. And you guys aren't neighbors, just say Balkans. So the Italian troops are going to start by going into Slovenia. Yeah. And they enter, take the coastline areas immediately, and start their operation. As they quickly go in, take over half of the country, and eventually they will be reaching the capital, which I'm pretty sure definitely has already been reached, and will force them to surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this peace treaty is pretty simple. As we can see, Slovenia is fully annexed. And I don't think anybody could get mad at that. And they'd probably get mad if you were fully annexed. Yeah, let's make France join the empire. No. Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely never happen. But who's the next country that the Italians are going to go after? Oh, it's Croatia. That makes sense. The Italians are going to start by sending their troops into the northern parts of Croatia. Yeah, like this, cutting them in half. And they will use the reason they're doing so well in the north is because they have less major cities there. And wait, has the capital been captured already? I'm pretty sure it has, but let's just say the Croatians take it back. At least I'm pretty sure it's like right here, Zagreb. I'm pretty sure that's the capital city. As the troops from Slovenia, will go in. And then the Italians will start the invasion of the coastal regions, recapture the capital, and will just slither their way down the coastlines. And they will eventually look like this. And we can look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. So the Italians have conquered parts of the Adriatic, and they are going to continue their expansions in the Adriatic by not going after a neighbor, but going after Albania. A historic neighbor used to be World War II, as the Italians will start their invasion of Albania again, and they will actually be kicked out of the north. Never mind. Yeah. But when that invasion fails, they will go down south instead. And, well, there's a reason why I made it like this, and that's because, Greece joined the war against Albania, and Albania is being crushed as the Italians go down the coastline alongside the Greeks, and they split Albania. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. So Greece annexed some lands, and so does the Italians. Yeah. And the Italians would do another expansion by going into Montenegro with Albanian troops. As they enter into Montenegro, they will be very successful pretty quickly, as they will be able to capitulate the country. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. So, Italy is going to go after another country, and that is Bosnia and Herzegovina. And Bosnia, with troops stationed in Croatia and Montenegro, they will be attacking Bosnia from all sides except north and east. Yeah. As they will advance their troops, and they will eventually reach the capital and force Bosnia and Herzegovina to surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. And so far, Italy's empire has been mainly expanding east, and this is going to cause a coalition to form against the Italians in the east. And this coalition will include Hungary, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Austria. These four nations will collide together to form this coalition against the Italians. And let's look at North Macedonia next, as the Italians will be invading them. As the Italians send their troops into the North Macedonians up north, and then the Bulgarians are going to get involved in this jumping of North Macedonia. And then right after, the Greeks will join in on this. And well, I don't think North Macedonia is doing anything anytime soon. And we can look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. So, then the Italians are going to be, if you can't tell already, making an alliance with the Greeks. And now the Greeks are an Italian ally. And, well, this is something. Time to look at Kosovo, as Kosovo is being invaded by the Serbs. And then, literally a day after, the Italians. Let's look at a peace treaty of Kosovo now. And this is the peace treaty. And the Balkans looks very different. And the Italians, and I don't have too much to go to now, since they've taken over the Adriatic areas, pretty much, and they can't really expand east because of this giant coalition, and the peace treaties with these two, and they don't really want that land anyway. So who's to go after next? I feel like you're pretty important, as you kind of control the strait to half the Mediterranean, and everything that goes from basically here through the Suez Canal. They don't go around Africa. When they go through the Suez Canal, they're going through the Mediterranean, which makes them go through this. And controlling this area here is very vital for trade. So that's what the Italians are doing next. They will send troops for Sardinian divisions down into Tunisia, and then soon from Sicily, as both of these divisions from both of these islands will be going over, and they invade Malta. Yep, and then they use Malta in order to make another landing in Tunisia and squiggle their way down the coast, as they will be taking the whole coast and force Tunisia to surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. And also Malta is owned by Italy now. And so far, Italy has formed a pretty big empire, I could say. But who do they go after now? They might not want to go after this coalition. They've already kind of finished their goals there. You don't want to go after Africa, as you just did that, and you don't want to annoy the Arab League. Oh wait, there is no Arab League in this scenario. But Algeria and Libya are still pretty strong compared to Italy. Maybe not, but they're still considerably strong. Yeah, I think. In Spain? No, France? You don't want to go after France. Do you know why you don't want to go after France? Because the French just made a coalition with Britain. And those two would definitely be able to defeat you. And who else do you have to go to? And you might want to control more trade by going here. And how would you invade that area? Only one option. Oh, Spain. Hi, Spain. As the Italian boats will be going through the Mediterranean waters and landing on this island here, and will be taking it. And then, well, they will make their landing right here, and will start the expansions. As they will be making one here, one in the Catalonian area, and another down, here. As they connect all these divisions to form the giant Italian coastline, they would do very well in the Catalonian area where there's already unrest and independence movements, and they will quickly take that area. But the Spanish are still one of the strongest countries in the world. Just look historically. Oh wait, talking modernly, not historically. Historically, talking about you, the Americas. Yeah, let's go back to Europe where this video is located at. And the Italians will be doing very well in the northern area towards these mountains, because they have a lot of mountains at home in this area. At least I think there's mountains there. Correct me in the comments if you want. And they will be doing this huge invasion and eventually making it to the Bay of Biscay. And from there they will go towards the Galician area. The Spanish will be pushing back pretty bigly. But then another country is going to join in on this war. Portugal, a country whose borders haven't changed in, how long? 800 years? Yeah. They always get involved with Spain in these videos. as the Portuguese will be invading the Galician area, as that's really all they want. As they know the Italians will force them to give them the southern area with trade, and they might go after the southern area, which is what they do. And this is kind of putting Spain in a pickle, as the Italians have just remade a landing on the peninsula and retake all this territory. And the Italians will also be going down through here, and reaching Gibraltar. And, well, we'll talk about you later, Mr. Britain, as well. Yeah, they will be taking this area and connecting with Portugal. And, well, the Spanish are kind of not doing good, as they're completely surrounded, and slowly over time, the Spanish will fall. And we can look at a peace treaty. And this is a peace treaty. So Portugal gets their lands, and Italy gets the Catalonian area, these islands, and this area. And Italy has made a pretty big empire, and Italy is going to be, well, getting a new ally, Portugal. And, well, right after this, we see something happening. The Austrians invade down here. And so does the rest of the Italian coalition, as they will be invading this to try and get the Baltic lands back. And we just started a pretty big war in the Balkans, as the Greeks will be starting their invasion of Bulgaria and will be very close to Sofia. And the Italians are focusing on Austria right now and Hungary, trying to knock them out of the war, and they will do very well. And they will be cutting off this area of Austria, basically forcing it to surrender, and are getting close to Vienna. But over in the Serbian area, the Serbians are doing very well in pushing back the Italians out of the Adriatic, and they will be losing some of their coastlines. But that comes at a cost, as Sofia, which is Bulgaria's capital, has fallen, and Bulgaria is, forced to surrender. Yeah. And this is not super good for this coalition. Yeah. And then, Austria and Hungary will be separated, and basically Vienna is taken and Austria's gone. Yeah. But then, the British, seeing that Portugal has joined Italy, which they're in a coalition against, is going to leave the coalition, but not at the cost that, France would join the war or anything. Oh my. France would join the war. And France would be invading Italy. As the French, the British left them. And they will be invading Italy, taking these northern areas. But the Italians will be taking Corsica and make a landing here, which will fail. Yeah. But the Greeks will be also pushing into Serbia, as their main focus and only focus is Serbia. And the Italians are basically going to use these Austrian troops to try to knock out Hungary, as they send more and more Serbian divisions from Serbia to the French. And they will basically leave the rest of this to Greece, as Serbia is forced to leave all this area, and Greek troops are able to take the rest. Yeah. Now, Portugal. Yeah. As the French, having full Italian and Portuguese might on them, they will be losing, as they will be losing those southern French areas. And, this is not so good for France, as France is known throughout history to surrender. Just look at either World War. No, just the second. Maybe not the first. The second. Just look at the Second World War. They surrendered in 40 days. And as Italian, Greek, Portuguese, and troops from many places go up into here, they will eventually capture Paris and force France to surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. So, the Italians take some land from France, and, this is basically, one more invasion. Okay, the Italians invade Morocco, and, we can look at the peace treaty of Morocco, which is, super simple. Just taking this land. Yeah, quick invasion. And that is going to do it for today's video. We can see that Italy has basically formed the Second Roman Empire. Hope you enjoyed today's today's video. See you next video, and bye.